be on television. This guy just how's that?
Should have put it in the
What? Well, making more.
Well, I want to see something.
Turn the sign around. Turn the sign around, sweetheart. Show that man the sign over there. Hold the sign up. Let me see the sign.
All right.
What about it, I say? Well,
I have a regular oven I use.
I'm here at 73, so if I'm not here until 75, so who cares?
I got you beat by 9 years.
Good for you. So,
Look at the laser radiation in your food when they pass it over the scanners in the market.
yeah, that's right. Which I remember this friend of mine was visiting us, so I won't let them scan my food. I tell them right in the beginning,
The bush ladies on the beach told them we don't want that stuff passed over the skin.
Big Luke.
What's your name? How old are you? What do you think of irradiated strawberries?
no, those up there, you don't want that. Let's get the book.
Do you know why we're here today?
The chemicals are better. They're going to make
Why?
the bugs won't give you cancer. It's good for
Seriously, 42-year-old man died of a heart attack because they cremated his body. They cremated his body without permission. See what the signs say. Well, you can. Yeah, and give me your phone number.
Albertson and the public say no to radiation.
One person.
Yes. In other words, everybody's happy with the radiation. So you go to show in one day how people turn out. It gives you an idea just that people are not aware of it and what have heard are here, just to let the people know that how they feel about food irradiation.
How do you feel about it?
I'd travel any place to let people know how bad. A lot of the things that are happening and people are not told. Even our HRS, when we had a special meeting up in Mulberry, had closed minds. Their minds are made up. The profit vindicators had already been on the stock exchange before they had a license. That's how sure they were going to get in. So we feel really upset about this. There's not long enough studies on the food irradiation to go ahead with this project of doing it without the people's consent.
What's your name?
My name is Pat Rath. I'm from Pompano Beach.
Came all the way down from Pompano.
Yes, and I went up to Mulberry when I found out what they were doing. We just have to stop these chemicals, and it's in our environment. If there's a spill or anything happens, this will go in our underwater table. We could be affected by future radiation leaks in our water supplies, and we should not allow this. VRETT.
I can't make a judgment. I don't know too much about this. But the people in the store said they don't have that strawberries, and I didn't buy strawberries, so.
There you go. What's your name?
I'd rather not.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
We're
But we'll need to get a bite from you.
right on. Smile. Wait, give the point to Mike this way. What's your name?
My name is Rita Rauschwerger.
Talking to the mic. Look at me.
Okay.
What's your name?
My name is Rita Rauschwerger.
Now what about this side?
Okay, this has to do with the irradiation of food, which is when they use the nuclear waste to tamper our food. And I am with a group called PATH, and we actively are trying to stop irradiation of our food. Our food should not be tampered with.
How does your sign depict
Well, we want it nuclear free. We don't want our food tampered with. God didn't make the food to be tampered with. It's bad enough that we have chemical sprays and pesticides and fertilizer, chemical fertilizer, and it's my personal belief that this is one of the reasons so many people are getting sick today. Our bodies were not meant to take all of this waste and chemicals. It's not a natural thing.
What's she doing?
She's getting people to sign.
You're welcome. Rita Rauschwerger, and I'm president of a group called PATH.
Spell the last name.
RAUCHWERGER. And PATH stands for Positive Alternative Therapies in Healthcare. We meet in Coral Gables. Thank you.
Yeah,
What's your name?
Kiki Carter, Florida Director of Food and Water.
Food and Water?
Food and Water Incorporated,
What is that?
a 501c3 nonprofit consumer organization. We work only on the issue of food irradiation.
And why is everyone out at Lorenzo's today?
Lorenzo is going to be carrying irradiated strawberries, and we want the public to know that irradiated food has not been proven safe yet, so it's premature to be selling it here.
Are they selling it here, in fact?
I understand from the store manager that they will be selling it on Tuesday.
What is the harmful effects that you're so opposed to?
Scientific studies have shown that eating irradiated food can cause testicular tumors, reduced rate of offspring, higher infant mortality, polyploidy.
Now, I understand some chains aren't going to carry irradiated vegetables.
A&P, Publix, Albertsons, and Goodings have all said they will not carry irradiated food.
Hold that thought. Say it again.
We go farther too.
When food is exposed to radiation, it depletes the nutrients, the vitamins in the food, and you have a nutritionally inferior product. What will David Lorenzo say to the citizens of Mulberry who have to live with this facility? The citizens of Mulberry do not want the irradiation facility in their community. What will David Lorenzo say to those people?
What would you like David Lorenzo to say to those people?
That he won't sell irradiated strawberries.
We did one interview. We and a couple of the other ladies, we were speaking. We're trying to have a concerned dialogue, you know, and again when it's a polarized issue.
Whatever happened in 1986 when you had the irradiated mangoes here?
Not this.
No. Well,
So
the
that- right. So we bought some irradiated mangoes. We had the signage. We had a lot of information. Most of it was pro information, and the people bought the mangoes. It might not have been the truest test because it wasn't really a mango season here in South Florida. It was out of season, and these came from Puerto Rico. So people who like mangoes bought them we got a mango. They were happy. So we didn't expect the whole controversy now. We expected some information, and at least that's what we're allowing now. It's information for both sides.
It's great that you're taking
The concerns, I think all the people that have concerns at what cost, you know, and then what you're saying is if there's plants, that there's nuclear waste plants. And,
Well, that's
I mean,
the
that
thing.
wasn't,
Every plant
we
has
were
had a
looking at it as a
smell or a
product.
leak.
We were looking at it as another product to try.
There's
And,
been so many accidents in the United States.
At
And the
these
irradiation
irradiators.
plants have a bad history of accidents.
That's true.
This is about the Decatur, Georgia spill. By the way, they're planning to do a plant in Miami.
now that it's going to reach the public, but we were not aware of all this opposition. It was just another product. We sold an irradiated product 5 or 6 years ago.
Very, very hush up until the point where the plant is
I think to our good, we're off. I mean, we're not. We didn't.
Well, do you intend now that knowing how much opposition that there is and the concerns of the citizens of this area and concerns of the citizen across the state, do you intend to continue carrying irradiated food?
Based on, I guess this is the first time sale of it, and so I think the best thing that can happen is the public gets the information. The consumer and the public gets the information. They're going to make up their own minds. Just like we buy and sell any other new product, some sell, some don't. And I think the information, the whole picture is what's important. So it's going to take care of itself.
Okay, well, are you aware that we're going to be doing everything we can to let people know not to purchase this product and not to patronize Lorenzo's if they continue to?
I guess that's why it's American, and you're free to do that, and why.
Right.
I mean, you have rights, and I have rights, and I welcome the people to come and do this because you felt so strongly about it. Again, we thought we were buying an FDA-approved safe product, and there's volume.
The FDA approval is an absolute sham.
Well,
really
yeah,
is.
there's okay. If I can't say, I mean, I can't
Five
say.
of the tests that they chose to prove safety of food irradiation, when independent scientists took them apart, they saw entire litter deaths. They saw mutated offspring, and yet the FDA.
It was safe that we saw and read a lot of, but I guess, the studies, but if I'm just standing here as a man, it seems the studies are both manipulated to show the polarized side. I mean,
not necessarily manipulated. The FDA disapproved it for like 30 years, and then all of a sudden, without any new tests, petitioned themselves to approve it.
They were pressured by the DOE.
Right.
This is a report by some scientists. Here's a list of scientists. Down here, it gets to the 30 years of testing. It talks about the Army's testing. Okay. In 53, they started testing. Summary. In 68, on the last 68, the FDA checked the actual studies themselves, and based on that, they rescinded permission because the adverse health results that they saw in testing.
Could you say your name so we can identify you?
My name's David Lorenzo.
What's your position here, sir?
Part of the family, owner and vice president of our market.
All right, how do you feel about fruit vegetable irradiation protesters picketing in front of your place today?
Well, when we decided to order this new product and try it, then we received a lot of this information. It's a polarized issue, and we welcome them to come I said in a peaceful way, hand out information, because they felt that this is a terrible thing. We obviously felt that it was safe and approved by the FDA. So it's a much greater issue than just us, a little family market. So we're allowing them to try to give their information, their side of this process and this story, and we just felt it was safe.
You don't have any trouble eating the product yourself or giving it?
We did one test in '86 with irradiated mangoes, and we tasted it, and we would probably taste this product, and we don't have a problem with it.
You worried that all the commotion might affect business today?
It's it's a possibility, but if these people are so committed and they feel that this is this terrible and dangerous, that the public needs the information. That's why you guys are here. I guess that's what this is about, is getting the complete picture.
Thank you, David.
It's not the taste we're worried about. It's what it does to your body.
There are a lot of poisons
It's
you
a
can't
slow
taste.
poison, right?
Don't do it, man. I'll buy here anytime you want.
See, when in doubt, do without. When in doubt, do without. When in doubt, do without.
Well, you're getting an
lot of advertising out of it.
I don't. You know what? I don't even. I don't think that's good.
Anything, really. You didn't do a thing, and it's just that it just seems that HRS is making a goat out of people that are telling us that how great it is, and we go ahead and you go for it. And this shouldn't happen to you. You run a good business, you got a good store, and this is not against you, it's against HRS, our government, that's pushing this on the people that don't want it. That's what it's all about.
Well, at this, right, at this time, and the way this issue has unfolded, we thought we were ordering a safe product and try to sell a safe product. If there's this much information and it's a polarized issue, I guess the rest of the consumers need to know it, because we're taking it on as a safe product, but they'll decide. The public's going to decide, but I think it's been a 5 or 6 year heavyweight fight. This is what I discovered in the last couple of days.
I know, it's
we've read, and I said in '86 we bought and sold mangoes without a big to do.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Could I just ask one quick question?
Sure.
What would you say to the people of Mulberry who don't want that facility in their town? By you selling irradiated strawberries in your store, you're supporting the presence of that facility, which is unwanted.
It's an unwanted facility for if the people of the town, they're living with an unwanted facility. It is. I mean, it's a tough issue, and how would people feel if there was one a mile away? But it's a much greater issue than us, the nuclear waste industry, and it's not going to go away in a roundabout way. It is support if they're finding use for their nuclear waste and so forth. Again, we were buying a product, a new product to buy and sell. Now we're in the middle of this whole big issue. It's a concern, but I mean, I don't have that answer. It's each citizen and each concerned group has to try to handle that.
Would you think that you would go ahead and join Publix and Albertson and the cereal companies not putting this on the public?
I think they did that in fear of backlash and protest, and I mean, that's what in the last few days, that's what we've determined. Like, we don't need this. We're a small family, Italian market, hardworking market. Now the issue is it's a great big issue, and maybe the best that can come out of it is the information and the truth. It's a tough decision and a tough question, because there's a lot of information on both sides. We thought we were buying a safe, FDA-approved product, like any other hundreds of new products we buy and sell, and now this happened.
Are you aware that a petition to approve irradiated strawberries was submitted to the FDA in the mid-'60s and withdrawn in 1967 because of adverse health effects?
Well, there's volumes of information on both sides, and we're standing here in 1991, and they approved it as to be safe.
What I'm saying is, there's volumes of issues on both sides. I don't think it's time to sell it to the public yet.
Until it's resolved. The safety issue has not been resolved.
That's what we want. We want the answer.
Well, that's good. The tough question in our mind now is unbiased scientific data, and we believe.
Alkyne shield, that proved to be wrong. They approved breast implants, that proved to be wrong. So they're not infallible. You could.
Oh, they're leaving. Okay, your name first?
Name is Dan Jocelyn. I'm with Allies of the Earth. It's an environmental activist group in the Tampa Bay area.
Joslyn.
Right.
All the way down from Tampa.
You bet. The reason we came down here is because it's an extremely important issue. There's no way we can let this plant go unopposed. There's no way we can let this product go on the market without opposition and protest. And we'll go wherever we have to go to in order to fight it.
Sorry you got stepped on.
We don't have a choice. They're not even going to label the stuff. They're not even going to label the stuff.
They irradiated chicken, they put it in your soup, you got irradiated chicken, you won't even know
I'm not sure whether it's right or wrong, but to be be coming against this man instead of against going against the man.
America. We have a right to protest having poison put in our bodies.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Americans, you know, I've seen a lot of people lately decided they're going to come out, you can't have abortions, you can't eat strawberries, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know what, but other people have rights too. Y'all aren't the only ones with rights, you know? I agree with you, this might be wrong, this stuff might be wrong, and I'm a little worried about it, okay? But you know what, to go against this private person's market is the wrong thing.
He chose to carry it.
Well, why don't you go against the people that are eradicating it in the first place?
We've got that plant up there blocking. We've got that. We're demonstrating and working against that plant night and day.
It's bad, anyhow. Literature. You know, I think you might be right.
This is Dr. Richard Piccioni.
I'm getting kind of tired of people boycotting people's properties and stuff, you know?
This chart shows you 50, 60 carcinogenic, mutagenic results in scientific testing. And they're not.
I can't stand it.
Right.
I really want to be. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Dan Jocelyn with Allies of the Earth. We're an environmental activist group. We've come down from Tampa, Florida. That's Joslyn.
Okay, what's the most important point to make here today?
The most important point to make is that we cannot allow this stuff to go on the market without protest and without severe demonstration, because it's a dangerous thing that's happening. It is not an advantageous technology. It's a sham from the start, and it has to be stopped. And we want people to not buy this stuff.
Put it behind the side. If you're going to hold the sign. What's your name?
I'm Jerry DeVoe. I'm with the Miami Coalition to Stop Food Irradiation.
How do you spell DeVoe?
DE, capital VOE.
All right. What would you like to say?
Well, the main thing I feel is that this has been kept very hush-hush, and the people deserve a right to know the real facts. You know, the lies that are being told that this is safe and not going to harm people is not true, because they saw carcinogenic, mutagenic damage in the laboratory. And these charts here show tests, the results of, this is the Indian children's chromosomes before the food was irradiated and before they started feeding the irradiated wheat to them. This is their chromosomes 4 weeks after the testing begun. They discontinued the test because, in humane reasons, they decided that this was not, right to do. So then they took it to laboratory tests on animals and like monkeys and rats and mice, and they saw the same type of results, including they saw entire litter deaths, testicular tumors, kidney damage, glaucoma. These were just some of the immediate results that they saw on this. There's so much cancer in the world now. It's like, what is it? It's epidemic. 3 out of 4 people have cancer nowadays. You start altering the chemical composition of people's food, and nobody's going to have a chance against cancer. This is my beef. Also, this is going to go into schools and restaurants and into institutions without any labeling. That's not right. The labeling law is very weak. The chance of people having a choice is very slim. And also the FDA does not have the money or the staff to track and see if people have labeled it properly or not. And of course they know we don't want it, so what are the chances of us